What's up? I'm Joel Madden, and this is Artist Friendly. On this episode, I'll be talking to producer, singer-songwriter, and frontman of the multi-platinum band Simple Plan, Pierre Bouvier. Let's go.
Smoking on gas, I'm smoking on piff, that's my kind. I don't want no bad times, I don't want to have bad.
Well, I was talking to your team about the whole podcast and how well it's doing, and I see all the clips on your Instagram and stuff, and saw you had The Rock again.
Yeah, he was awesome.
That was amazing.
I love him.
Yeah, it looks great. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks for coming.
Would expect nothing less.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah,
I
man.
actually wanted you last year, but you guys were like touring, and Simple Plan feels like it's busier than it's ever been.
It really is. Yeah, it's kind of bizarre, but yeah, I was watching the clips on your Instagram, and I was like, when's he gonna call me? When can I get on this podcast? It looks so good.
You have an open door.
Awesome. Well, I know that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I just saw
so
Zach
funny.
outside there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody's here.
Yeah. This place is amazing. You've had it for what, like 10 years now?
10 years, yeah.
It's amazing, man.
We feel lucky. It's good vibes, good people. I was just in the studio on the way back here. I stopped in because Jordan Fish works out of Studio C here, and he's in there with Poppy.
Nice.
And I'm a fan of both of them.
Of course.
And they're also amazing people.
Of course.
So like there's always like some artists that you love here.
Yeah.
And you generally like everybody's just cool as shit.
Yeah. It's a great space. You guys have built something really cool, and I think it's got to be inspiring to come out here and see all this stuff and
thanks, man.
People happening, all this kind of stuff.
Thank you.
I respect that entrepreneurship that you guys have, you know. I feel like that's something that I've never really kind of tapped into it myself, but I look at you guys doing that and I'm like, dang, you know what? Good for those guys. That's amazing.
Would you say you've never tapped into it ever? I feel like
not outside of my band.
Right.
You know, like I've focused everything on I am Simple Plan, I am in the band, and like whenever time off came between being busy doing that's all I got. You know what I mean? I'd be like, I need to step away.
Recharge.
Yeah. Where you guys I think would come back and like do more stuff and plan, you know, just do some cool stuff. And I'm proud of you guys.
Thank you. But I feel like the life of an artist, especially a successful band like Simple Plan, is an entrepreneurial endeavor the whole way through.
Totally.
And a successful one. So it's not like you guys tried and failed. Certainly there's people that have had to pivot out of trying to be in a band into some other facet of music.
Right.
Yeah, everyone you know from the labels, the managers, they all like half of them were in bands or were songwriters. So I feel like there's something about the creative entrepreneurial thing that it is to be in a band that does take all of you. You guys have been working for, I mean, I was thinking like, okay, where do I start with Pierre today? So we've known each other for so long.
Yeah. First time Montreal when you guys were opening for MXPX.
Yep. On the bus.
We were driving in my dad's old Mercedes,
You guys
taking
took
you
us
guys
out. Yeah. It was fucking awesome.
It must have been what, 2001?
2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's 23 years ago. Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
What were we, 21?
I don't know. Are we we're the same
22?
age, right? I'm born in 79. Are you born in
79,
There you go.
22. We were 22.
Yeah. Yeah.
Depending on the month.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy how young that is.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot, about just life in general, especially when
the
you
MXPX record, Life in General.
Yeah, exactly.
But life,
funny.
actually,
There you
life
go.
in
You know
general.
what? There's a little segue right there. But yeah, like how it seems so long ago, and now how time is going by so fast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's crazy. Now we have kids, and you know, my youngest is going to be 10 in a few weeks.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like it's
How old's
mind-boggling.
your oldest?
She's going to be 13, so they're 2 years apart. Yeah.
Get ready.
Not even. They're a year and a half. Yeah, year and a half apart.
My oldest is 16.
What?
My youngest is 14.
That's crazy, man.
He's going to high school in September, so they're both going to be in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It just flies by. You don't necessarily feel older here, but like you look at your kids and you're like, oh, goddamn, I'm old. I got fucking teenagers.
Yeah.
I'm old as shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you feel when you look at your life. But I still feel young in my head. I just still act young, I think.
Totally. And I think what's funny is that, you know, when I look back at when we were little kids, or when we were, you know, teenagers, 15, 16, someone who was 30 was really old to me.
Yeah.
And I wonder if, you know, I know times have changed, and like parents that would pick up their kids back, you know, and they were maybe in their mid 40s, I don't think they look like I look like. And maybe that's just me.
They don't.
I don't think so
They
either.
looked older when we were kids.
Yeah, I mean, look at movies we used to watch. The parents in movies that just look like so much older.
Even the like teenagers in the movies looked older.
Exactly.
They're like,
yeah,
you're fucking 17. You look like you're 28.
Yeah. So I think
Little
it's
man child.
I agree. I don't feel like I'm that old, but to my kids, I wonder if I'm that. I wonder to. If my kids come over with their friends,
Yes,
if
you are.
If Mr. Bouvier is, a
great last
hair
name,
and gray
Bouvier.
beard, and it's a good last name.
Yeah, strong French name. Yeah, no, you do. I asked the same thing because I think I'm cool. I've talked about it a million times. Like, I think I'm cool, and then I'll go around my kids and they're like, Dad, just don't come in. Just stay. Stay in the car. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Your friend loves me.
Yeah.
I'm the cool dad. And they're
I'm
like,
cool.
not actually, you're not the cool dad.
Not to my friends.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy.
In this generation, I would say we're probably on the younger side of parents, though. At least in so I think that if we're being really real, we had success building our own businesses of the bands. And it's a creative space, so there's a lot more freedom in that to like the lifestyle is a part of the brand. So you're living not the average lifestyle, right? No matter how you slice it. And you're living in more affluent circles. Mostly other creators, likely successful in their own different creative endeavors and entrepreneurs and people. So self-made people. So it's a crowd that kind of, I think, finds itself. Even though we're all different, likely our kids are going to good, like you're certainly picking your kid's school.
Yep.
You're not like, when I was a kid, they just put you on a bus and you ended up at a school. And
That's
you were
the
like,
school that was around the corner.
"Where's
That's
my
the one you're
school?
going to. Yeah.
I've never been here before." And now you're like picking schools. Which school should our kid be in? That one learns different or that one. And you're like, so you have these like rich choices to make if we're just being honest.
Yep,
Right.
totally.
Like where I'm from. And we made this for ourselves. So it's a choice. So I'm happy to say this, but it's not the average lifestyle.
No.
With that, I think comes a freedom to kind of like build out life the way you want it to be.
Yeah.
Versus kind of like, and listen, anybody listening could say, yeah, easy for you to say. No, I know it is easy for me to say.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not. So I actually come from the school of you get a good job that pays enough for your rent and you take care of your kids and you put food on the table and that's success.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
That's how my parents were, hardworking, struggled to make it, but to make ends meet. But that, I think, idea, it's not that I look down on it at all. I just was like, that's not for me. I want to like go and see if I can
Do better. Yeah.
get after it
Yeah.
and live how I want to live, and whatever that dream is for all of us, it's different, but it's not necessarily about money, but money affords you the freedom to live the life you want to live.
Yeah. And it's funny to make money from being in a band too, because it's very, people are so attached to, you're in a band and this is, what you create, what you make is like very attached to who you are. It's not like starting a business or even I would say like even being an actor or being like someone that's going up on stage and doing like, musical.
Right.
People don't look at that person and judge them for,
Their life.
Yeah. That's like what you said on stage, how you moved, what you look like in pictures, that is you. So for us, that's what a band is. You're building a brand that is you. And then when you start making money doing that and you start being successful, it's hard because then people have trouble disassociating. Like they love you for your music, they love you for who the band is, but then you're also making money doing it, and it's like there's the whole sellout thing, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
I'm
like,
so
fuck
happy,
you.
and I'm so happy that has gone away a little bit, and people are embracing success.
Yeah,
that came more from the hip hop culture. I think they were quicker to embrace success and be like, look how much I've made, look at my car, look at my stuff.
Yeah,
and that might be a little too much, you know what I mean, for me. But like it's okay to be successful. And it doesn't mean that, that you're necessarily doing it for the money, but hey, we all need jobs. You know what I mean? Everybody out there, I don't care what you do in life, you're going to need some money to buy food, to pay your rent. And though, if you can do it while you're doing something that you love doing and you're good at it, that should be a good thing.
I don't see it any other way.
And if more people like you, if more people like your music, if you've been able to convince millions of people that they love your music, I think you're onto something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And screw the naysayers. And that's where pop punk kind of came from. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, at least the early 2000s generations like you and us, It
was a real moment of like this kind of idea.
Yeah.
Like, where do we fit in? I don't know where I fit in, but I know I want to be successful.
Yeah.
I know I want to make money. I never ever minced words about that in my whole career.
Yeah.
I think the difference is wanting to do well and make money is a bit of a scorecard. So that's fine. If money's your God, that's different. So like, I think we all serve some God, and there's good gods and bad gods. Whatever your understanding of God is, anyone of the people listening, they all have their own ideas. But I just think you'll replace God with something. Some people it's money. Some people it's nature. Fine, that's probably a better version. Everybody has something that they're like fixated on. To me, the money's always just a sign. Of the times.
It also gives you freedom. Like you were saying before, money gives you time. Money gives you freedom. You know what I mean? If you have very little money, you're going to spend all of your time chasing more money. And you're going to do whatever you have to do to achieve it. And it's not necessarily what you want to be doing at the core of your person.
Not always.
When you have more money, then you can think about, well, what is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to spend my time on? And that it gives you more freedom.
You can find like the balance of, I do need to go make a living, whatever I'm doing, but I also want to be there for my kids. I want to be there at every moment, every birthday. I'm not missing a birthday. Fuck that. So I don't think there's a price you could pay me to miss a birthday. I just don't, because I think it's like some childhood shit. I didn't really have special birthdays. And I find myself in my adult life like not really wanting to make anything out of my birthday. And I know it's related to, it was never a big deal anyways.
Right.
But for my kids, I'm like, it's your birthday. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
To me anyways. And I'm not missing it. So there's the balance of like, I care about money, but not at any cost. There are certain things that I just care about more. And like, as I think that's the healthy balance of every person. They got to find it's different for everyone. Some people, birthdays aren't a big deal. I respect that.
It was my wife's birthday a couple of days ago, and she was like, please do nothing. I don't want you to do nothing.
That's how I am. But then my wife wants to have a party. So we do a big party for her. I'm happy. I'm happy just watching her have the thing,
have a good
whatever
time.
that party is every year. It's like a theme of some kind. She loves that. She loves to have fun. I always enjoy it and always feel a little bit like, this is kind of how I celebrate my birthday.
Right.
I celebrate hers.
Right.
Mine, I'm like, I don't do anything. Just want to hang out with you guys. Like family dinner. That's what I want. I just want the whole family to be together. But then, everybody's got to have their thing that you can't buy from them. I think we all need it. We all need like something at our core, whatever our value system is, that like doesn't have a price. And then I think that separates you from ever being like a money worshiper.
Totally.
I think it's as simple as that.
Yeah. And there's plenty of those out there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. They're good at it too. Make a lot of money. I'm not even mad at them.
Yeah. No,
like a different animal.
Yeah.
So sometimes I see those guys and I'm like, that guy's a fucking animal. And it's a certain kind of animal. And I just like respect it for what it is. That's the cool thing about life, I think, is just like all the different types of animals we are.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah. And there's only a few different types where, there's not like, a million different types of people.
No, yeah.
But you'll encounter them all. And then later in life, you kind of start categorizing them a little quicker.
Yeah. You get to know the
You're
type.
like, I've seen a kind of person like you. I know that type. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which could be a good thing.
Yeah. And you'll come in contact with them in passing. I don't need them to be different. I just let them go on their way and gather some more information about that thing. And go like, I thought I was, thought I knew what that was. So I was thinking about talking to you today because I was like, we've known each other for so long. We've done so much together in our career. I was like, do I start at the beginning? Do I start at the end? Do I start at the middle? I mean, we've done tons of shows together, tours together, songs together. Crazy.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Even my wife last night, she was like, you going on the podcast tomorrow? She's like, what's the theme? What are you guys going to talk about? I'm like, I don't know. I think it's going to be like, let's just talk about, everything. Let's talk it's just kind of wherever it takes us, because there's so much to talk about, because there's so much that has happened, how we met, when we met, the scene that we're part of, the scene that we, to a certain extent, the early 2000s, bands like Good Charlotte and Simple Plan, we helped build that, what it is.
It's a little world.
And I think at the time it was, I don't know how seriously it was taken by everybody. You know what I mean?
Well, it certainly was taken serious by the people making lots and lots of money off of it.
Right.
You guys made the Atlantic system hundreds of millions of dollars, and we made the Sony system hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yep.
So it was serious.
I never thought about it in that sort of scope, but yeah, that's
for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Make no mistake. Your masters are valuable.
Yeah.
Property.
Yeah.
And they've been making money off of it for decades. God bless them. They signed us when we were young, and we didn't know what anything was.
Yeah.
I'm not even mad at it.
No, I agree.
But yeah, so it's serious business, but it's music that is young, and the energy of it, it's easy to dismiss it as not as deep as it is, but there's layers to it, and it all comes from a place of trying to make sense of life and of the experiences we had. But at the time, yeah, we were made to feel like it wasn't that serious, even though we were making a lot of people a lot of serious money.
Selling tons of records. I just don't think they realized how deep the impact of that music was having on the generation of kids that was listening to it. And I think now they're coming to the realization. It's, here's the way I look at it. I think that, because our first record sold close to 3 million just in the US, second one 2.5 in the US. I don't remember. Sold a lot of records.
Yeah. Just in the US.
Yeah. So we're probably close to 10 million, worldwide.
Easily over 10 million. I guarantee it.
And I think that they all saw that opportunity, and so did we all, and capitalized on it, and sold really, really, really well. But I think the whole joke of it was never a phase. We're seeing that now, we're in 2024, and there's, this whole genre is coming back in such a strong way. Why? Because the connection that those songs have with the fans is so big and so deep that I don't think it's ever going to go away until we all, go to our graves one day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the young music fans are into it. So we played the other night, and it was a crowd from like 18 to 30, 18 to 40.
When you were a stagecoach, or were we
at Stagecoach?
Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome.
Every person there was like new Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I was a little surprised because it's not our. I was like, it's kind of a country festival.
Yeah. Like, let's see how it goes.
It's all country music, but the modern country fan listens to everything.
Totally.
Just like the modern music fan, period, they listen to everything. I think the fan base is bigger than it was. I just think like we're seeing it. The shows we've played, the crowds have been bigger. Everyone knows the words to everything. That's been the pleasant surprise. You don't know.
Yep.
I mean, we haven't done a ton of touring. It's been hard for us to figure out our touring behavior. So we don't know what that is yet.
But when you're ready, you let me know.
Yeah.
Because I've always said a Good Charlotte Simple Plan
Would
reunion
go
tour,
nuts.
they would be insane. This would be amphitheaters sold out. It would be insane.
It would be insane.
Yeah. I don't want to jinx it, but I think it would be great.
Oh, you're not jinxing it.
Yeah.
I think it would do great.
Yeah. I've always thought the trifecta of bands that came out right around us, to me, is Good Charlotte, Simple Plan, Sum 41. Those are the three.
Three, yeah. That
obviously there's Green Day, Blink-182. Those are in the category apart.
Yeah.
Then there's Newfound Glory, and there's a Yellow Card. But I think there was a time when if you went to Hot Topic, it was Good Charlotte, Sum 41, Simple Plan.
It
you know
was.
what I mean? And those were the three.
Yeah. And we toured together. All of us toured together.
Yeah.
I remember touring with you guys and some, and it was always good.
Yeah, we just did Sum 41 in Europe with them, and we did Offspring, Sum 41, Simple Plan in America. It was insane. It was bigger than anyone had anticipated. So the Offspring locked us in as two support acts, so Sum 41, Simple Plan, and we flip-flopped every night. And they didn't know how well the tour was going to go, and it basically almost sold out every amphitheater across America.
Sick.
Last summer. Yeah.
Yeah, I suspected that's how it would go.
I think that everyone had high hopes, but nobody expected it to be that big.
Right.
It was according to, CAA and Live Nation, it was the tour that everyone was oh my God, wow.
Yeah, it was a good ticket.
Yeah, it was great.
How many shows did you guys do?
How many shows exactly? I don't know. We did a month and a half or so, or 5 weeks. 5 weeks maybe.
Good.
Yeah, it was good.
30 shows?
Yeah, 5 shows a week or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's that with family life?
It's hard But I think that, talking about success and all that stuff, I feel like I have an obligation, of course, to my family. And I feel like the music, as you just said before, like I think that bands like us, we're doing so much better than I thought we'd be doing. I know we've done well. I know we sold millions of records. I know that we've had, big spots on MTV and Z100 Radio and Kiss FM and whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't expect that to be, headlining a festival down in Brazil for 50,000 people.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago, and then playing in Australia and Melbourne, selling out 10,000 tickets, and doing the tours we did in America, Europe. I didn't expect that. So I feel like
at 45.
Yeah. I feel like I was planning on like managing a career that would slowly decline. And I feel like now it's like skyrocketing up again. So how do I deal with it with my family? I feel like I have an obligation because I've got a wife, I've got kids, I want to provide for them. And as you said, when you get to a certain level, now I can choose the school they go to.
Yeah.
So, and am I not going to do that if I know I have the opportunity? No, I will. Well, it costs a lot of money. I live in a beautiful place. It costs a lot of money. I want to go on vacation with my kids. It costs a lot of money. So I see these opportunities now, and I see the band doing well, and I'm like, yeah, Dad's got to be gone for 3 weeks here and there, 4 weeks here and there, 5 weeks here and there. And it sucks, but I feel like it's worth it because, and I want them also, this is all that I do. All that I do is music. I'm a singer in Simple Plan, and I like to do outside productions when I can, but the bulk of what I do is Simple Plan. So I want to show my kids that like Dad works hard, because I'd love to just stay at home and surf and play golf every day. But I don't know if that's setting the right example to my kids of like, take the opportunity that you have and build on it. So
there's a professionalism.
Yeah.
And there's like a maturity to it.
Yeah, but it's fun. The first half, when you don't care about shit, it is fun. I've had some great times. I had some
wild times.
But I think this is the human experience, right? We're going through the human experience. It's very unlikely to be where we're at now in our lives, spiritually, emotionally. It's very difficult to imagine being there 20 years ago. You have to go through this.
Yeah, you have to live the life.
Yeah.
I do think we're at a time where our generation of like dads and guys are more sensitive to it.
Totally.
So, which I think is good.
It's a societal thing for sure.
Yeah. And so there's a thoughtfulness to it that wasn't there. But there's no way I could have been the me that I am now at 25. I was so immature.
Yep.
I was way underdeveloped. I had so much stuff to unpack and work through that I couldn't have done then. I would have fucking imploded.
Yeah.
I had to
Couldn't handle
wait.
it.
I had to wait to get to the other side of the whole thing, and then unpack it all for like 10 years. Therapeutically speaking, like therapy wise, I'm 10 years, 11 years in, and I'm like going to the next level. I've finally unpacked it all. And now I'm like, there's some old stuff that still pops up that causes me to behave a certain way. Because there's a hopelessness that I got that I always had. It moves around. You have to track it. So if that starts doing well.
Whack-a-mole.
Right. Exactly. I never thought I'd be married with kids. Well, we did that. 18 years in. So the hopelessness moves to work. Well, work just keeps going well and well and well. Okay. So it moves to the next category. And you have to just keep tracking like where it rears up, where you're like a bit hopeless. Like, why even try? Maybe it's around fitness. Maybe it's around whatever. So that's where I'm at now, where I'm like, I can actually track it and keep an eye on it and remind myself not to be that way.
That's good.
But it took me 10 years to get there, because I used to kind of be hopeless about most things. It's weird to say. So I feel like I'm a pretty positive person, but a lot of that was me overcompensating for what was going on inside. Not to say it wasn't genuine, because I was really trying my best, but I think coming to terms with the shit, that I personally went through was like the big mission. And that was what I was able to do by staying home for 10 years, building a family, and like dedicating myself to the other work.
Yeah.
Which I'm lucky I got to do.
Yeah.
But now it feels like we're like ramping up to get back on some kind of Good Charlotte like mission.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I know we're gonna make music.
Yeah.
Play some shows, but
well, like I said, give us a call. We're ready to go co-headline, baby. Or whatever it is.
That will absolutely. I feel like I don't know when, but that like has to happen,
right?
Yeah.
I agree. At some point, it has to happen.
there's so many places we could go. I mean, imagine if we did South America tour together. That would be.
Yep.
Both of our bands do really well there.
You could literally take that and take it to Europe. You can take it to Canada, U.S., South America, Australia, Asia.
South America, South Africa.
Yeah.
Sick.
Have you guys been there?
Sick, yeah.
Yeah. We went there once. We played once there a long time ago, a festival with Metallica. It was Metallica, Collective Soul, a bunch of, I think, most amazing experience ever.
It's sick.
So much fun. We did a safari.
Our shows there were sick.
Yeah.
Australia, sick.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you guys do well in Australia.
Yeah.
You lived there for a while, right? Didn't you have like you were on The Voice?
I was doing The Voice, so I was there a lot for like 5 years.
That's when I saw you with my wife.
Yeah.
And I think, with my daughter, Lennon, was like 1.
Yeah.
And Soren was about to pop.
Yeah.
And you were staying at that hotel in Darling Harbor.
Yeah.
We had a little dinner.
It was weird. I got busted for weed there. It was funny. I was staying at that hotel. It wasn't even my weed.
Come on, Joel. That's the oldest excuse in the book.
I don't smoke weed. It was like someone was smoking weed. Like I had I have a bunch of friends there.
Yeah.
And somebody came and they like smoked weed and left like a joint somewhere.
Right.
I didn't even know where it was. Mm-hmm. It was like a balcony or something. I don't know. And the housekeepers there found the little
instead of throwing it out,
it was like this big. It was this little.
Oh my god!
And they reported it, and I had it was like a big controversy. Like I almost got kicked out.
That's so crazy.
They were cool in the end.
Yeah.
Like I talked to the police. All the authorities were like, "Look, the law's the law. They called us. We have to handle." Like,
yeah.
And then it became
it's not my weed.
And then it became like a news story in Australia. It's like a news-driven country. So if the headline of the week, everybody knows it.
Yeah.
So it was
That's
like
funny.
a headline, like it was like a front page. Like I got busted with weed, and it was like I'm actually not a weed smoker.
Joel Madden says it's not his pot.
Yeah. And the young people,
I was holding it for a friend.
The younger people thought it was cool.
Yeah.
At the time, I mean, weed's a lot less cool now.
Oh my god,
Like,
it's so chill now.
it's so chill now. It's like not.
Although
a big
it's
deal.
still kind of weird because it's legal in so many places, but traveling with it's not legal.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah,
you'll get.
It's really weird.
But Canada's a lot less intense now going in
Yeah,
than it used to be.
Yeah, it's still.
I don't get ripped
Canadian
apart
Border
like I used
Patrol
to.
they're dicks.
They're notorious.
They're dicks, man. And I'm not saying the American Border Patrol are also pretty strict.
They're pretty strict sometimes.
But like, people are always like, Canadians are so nice. I'm like, wait till you cross the border.
Yeah.
They're like,
yeah,
it's pretty funny. Australians are funny because I find that Australians, similar to Canadians, there's something about Americans. Americans are like, freedom, don't tell me what to do.
We love our freedom.
Yeah. And by the way, I love that. I think it's great. And I think that that's part of like what I like about America. And in Canada, we're much more used to being told what to do and like be like, well, the government said you're supposed to do that, so we do that. And Australia is very, very similar. So they really like rules, or they really like enforcing rules.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that the housekeeping was like, found a little piece. I have to report this.
Call
it's
the
like,
police.
just throw it away. Like, come on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. The police were cool.
Well, they're probably thinking like, we don't want to be called.
They were
on
like,
this.
bro, we're involved.
Yeah.
So we have to handle this.
Yeah.
And I was like, do what you have to do.
Yeah.
What can I say?
Yeah.
That was my attitude. I wasn't like mad at them.
Yeah.
The whole thing was pretty pleasant because I get along with Australia very well.
Yeah, they're great.
So the last thing I would do in Australia is
You don't want to upset people. Yeah.
Yeah, and the police are always good to me there. Like I knew that. Like there was a very warm relationship with people. So like they knew who I was because I was doing that show, and it was like very chill. The whole thing was pretty chill. They were like, "Look, dude, we got called. We have to handle it legally." And I was like, "Yeah, I get it. Do it. It's not mine, but like whatever you have to do."
Yeah.
And it ended up being nothing.
Yeah,
like
it's like a half.
I did what I had to do,
Yeah,
and everyone, and I got the citation of some kind. I think legally I got arrested, but then they let me go.
Right.
And it
Drop
was
the charges or whatever,
it was
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
But it was a funny story about that hotel.
That's funny.
Yeah, I never went back.
What's that? You never went back?
I moved out of the hotel and never went back.
Oh, that's funny. Right after that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I imagine that's kind of a dick thing to do.
I went to one of my best friends has a house in Bondi, big house, and now I stay in his guest house. Even to this day, when I go to Australia, I stay at his house, and it's great.
I love Australia. It is, to me, like, it's funny because I think if it was closer, I would consider living there. It's
Best
just
place.
really far.
It's far.
It's far from what? It depends what is far for you. But like, if you like want to keep in touch with friends and family, like it is literally.
It's far.
It can't be.
It's an ideal place to to live. It's an ideal place to raise kids. The culture's really good.
Climate's great.
The climate's amazing. The food's amazing. The people are the nicest in the world. Most weirdly, like half my friends are Australian. It's weird. I have like a very Aussie side to my life that like I just feel connected to. I see Australians everywhere in the world. Everywhere you go, there's Australians traveling. LA has tons of Australians because it's a very like, it's like the first stop. You fly from Australia to get off.
No, I love it. We were just there. We just got back, and the
shows are amazing.
Great coffee, man. Their coffee culture. I love coffee.
Best coffee in the world.
Yeah, they have like so many that you can get like fourth wave, third wave coffee everywhere.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
best coffee in the world.
Great beaches,
and the shows are like the best. Like really, always been the best.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah,
Couldn't believe.
Pretty great. Yeah, they love you guys there.
Evidently, yeah,
they do.
Yeah, we did two nights at the, what's it called? I don't know what it was. Anyways,
not the Enmore.
No, but it's 5,000 people. 2 nights sold out in Sydney.
Horton, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Horton Pavilion.
Yeah.
And then Melbourne, we did whatever.
Rod Laver.
Not that one. The one a little bit smaller, 10,000.
Okay.
Because Rod Laver is like 15 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy. It's awesome. I love it.
For me, anything over 3,000 is a fucking great show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like when you get any crowd over 3,000.
Yeah, anything over 3,000 is great. Yeah. I love like a 3,500, 4,000, 5,000. That's like
fun.
Still feels intimate a little bit.
Yeah.
I love that I say that.
Have you guys done Ali Pali in UK?
Yes, we did.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. You know what? I don't love that venue. I know it's like, I don't think it sounds very good.
Really?
Yeah.
I love it.
It's cool with all the chandeliers and stuff. And like, it's very, like, it's got a cool look to it.
Yeah.
But like, I know we just played it with Sum 41 last year. And I know Pierce the Veil just sold it out, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did.
Pretty epic. Ali Pali.
Ali Pali. It's
Alexandra
good.
Palace.
What's the other place?
I think we played it for the first time last year. And I guess my point is that I was a little bit maybe disappointed. I was like, like it's
not as good as you thought.
Yeah.
As far as like your experience.
Yeah.
The crowd's great there.
Yes.
The English crowd.
Totally. I just like a little bit of seating, and Ali Pali's all floor.
Yeah,
right?
I like a floor. I like a big floor.
I like a big floor, and I like to have some backdrop.
Some people.
Yeah.
Waving to you.
Because that way, when they put their cell phones up, it looks really nice.
Yeah. And then you did Brazil.
Yeah. Brazil was like a couple months ago. That was insane, man. Yeah. Like it was funny. We got there. We headlined a show in Sao Paulo, which was like 8,000 people, I think. And then we did a festival the next day in Sao Paulo. 50,000 people.
Oh, wow.
And it was with The Day to Remember, The Used, Boys Like Girls. I'm forgetting some, but All Time Low.
Right.
A bunch of people. It was great.
It's like When We Were Young Junior Fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like 2 stages side by side. And like it
great.
ended with like confetti, fireworks when we finished perfect. It was like we're playing the last chorus, freaking fireworks going off.
Sick.
We have drone shots that are just mind blowing. But it was funny because I got there and I was a little nervous because it was our first time back. We did a European tour and then we had like a 2-week break or 10-day break. And it was like a first 2 shows coming back at it. And I was like, this is going to be really big. And I'm like, we're playing for like an hour and a half or so, or an hour and 10. And I was a little nervous and I didn't know what it was going to look like. You know what I mean? So I purposely didn't go out because everyone would come back off the stage, which is All Time Low or The Used or whatever. And they're like, man, have you seen the crowd? And I'm like, no, I haven't. And I'm like, I don't want to see it. I'm like, I'm already a little bit nervous and I just want to like keep it in, you know? So I warmed up backstage and stayed there. And I walked out on stage. And when I saw the crowd of 50,000 people in front of me, I was like, what is happening? And that was one of those moments where...
Dude, I felt that way when we were young.
Yeah, when we were young, it was insane.
Dude, it was like 80,000, 90,000 in front of us. Like
That was so much fun last year.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
You guys had a sweet spot of a set. What, you played at 5 o'clock?
Yeah, it was us and then Offspring.
Yeah. And then Blink and then Green Day. Yeah.
So it was a sweet spot.
Yeah, you got the sweet spot.
Like that was really good spot.
Yeah. That and the Offspring was like when it gets dark. We played the
it was
other
just
stage.
sunset.
Yeah, we played the other stage. I think right after you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, right after you guys. When you guys are finished, and it was like so great. It cools down a little bit. The light show now means something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, we brought the lights, pyro. We brought everything.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool to see you guys there. Are you guys doing it this year?
No. But we would do it again.
Yeah.
It was fucking fun.
Yeah.
And then we just did a one-off little, like a one song in the middle of Wiz Khalifa's set.
Yeah, Stagecoach. I saw that footage. Yeah.
It was so fun.
Cool. Yeah. I love Stagecoach. My wife, it always falls on my wife's birthday. And she's a big country girl, California girl.
Yeah.
And we were in the car coming back from working on a little building project, and came back, and they were playing it live on Sirius. So we were listening to Miranda Lambert. She's like, "Oh, I wish I was there."
It was cool.
Yeah. But that first day, or on Saturday, it was really windy. So
I heard
they
that.
had some friends. Michelle had some friends that were there, and they were like, "Oh my God, it was so blown out."
So you guys are working on a documentary right now?
Yeah.
What's the
For Amazon? And it's like, basically, I think it's kind of like a sort of, let's look at the career and like, we're still here and how well it's going and where it came from, and just kind of like a recap, I think.
It's like a retrospective.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah. Sort of like the band started like in 99, basically.
Yeah.
So a 25-year sort of recap.
Yeah. That's 25 years is real, man.
Yeah. And Chuck and I, we had a band before Simple Plan. I'm sure maybe you know that.
Yep.
But yeah, so we've been playing together for 31 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's getting long.
It's a long time.
And I love Chuck. It's so funny that we ended up, being in a band together, and we always have been, because we're so different. You know what I mean? And I think that really helps us, because I think if I didn't have someone like him to be like the more manager side of it and the more like drive side of it, I don't know that I would have that, and I would kind of like maybe fizzle away. And, I bring the creativity and the front man, the singing, all that stuff, and he writes with me. But he does, he's just like...
he's the left side of the brain.
Yeah.
You're the right side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some people have it both.
Yeah.
But, we're kind of like... But accepting those differences, because then when I was younger, I actually kicked him out of the first band we were in, because I was like, I don't like you, you're not like me, and it's not going to work.
Right.
But then I realized with a little maturity, I was like, oh, hold on, I need that. I can respect the differences and realize that their value, the value of those differences. So
how did you go back to him after you kicked him out of the first band?
So the first band, we made a few like demo tapes and stuff. We recorded a record in my parents' basement, and then we made a full-blown album on an indie label in 97, and went across Canada, toured with 10 Foot Pole, toured with MXPX.
Yep.
In 98, I think. And then kicked him out because it was like we were just too young and immature, and I was like, "You're not cool."
So what was the conversation when you went back to him?
So when I went back, I had heard through the grapevine, because the band continued, and I'd heard that he was like building a new band, and it was like with some guys from my high school, which we all went to high school together, and so I like people were like, "Did you know Chuck's starting a new band?" And I was like, "Oh, cool." And he's like, "Yeah, it's with like Jeff and Sebastian from high school," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I made another record with that other band, and it was kind of like fizzling away, because the record was good, but we didn't have that driving force behind it. And the collaboration creatively, was not quite the same. He's good with concepts. So anyways, I ended up going to Sugar Ray show, because I used to go to all the shows back in Montreal, because I used to,
you were a show junkie.
I knew the promoters, and we'd always just get it for free.
Yeah.
So I ended up being there, and he was there too.
Okay.
So we saw each other in the crowd. We hadn't spoken in like a year and a half. And it was kind of like, "Hey man, how's it going? Good to see you." We kind of, hugged it out. And he was like, "We should go have some dinner sometimes, because, I'm starting a new band. And I'd love for you to hear what we're doing." And I was like, "Yeah, that's cool. So we ended up having dinner like the following week, and kind of buried the hatchet, because it was a nasty kind of breakup. But we buried the hatchet, and like, he's like, "Come see the band." So I went back to his parents' basement where we used to rehearse, and saw Jeff and Sebastian and some other bass player guy. And they had a couple of pieces of songs, and it was more like Reset was super metal. It was like the guitar player in that band was literally a metal fan. So all he cared about was, and I was getting tired of just going, and I wanted to like strum the guitar, So what Sebastian and Jeff and Chuck were doing was kind of like more influenced by, Blink-182 and like kind of a little more poppy side. And I was like, this is cool. I like that. And that's when he was like, "Well, if you want to come join the band, we're looking for a singer, and we've had a few, and I don't feel like anybody's kind of nailing it the way you used to." And so I was like excited, because he also kind of baited me. He was like, "We got major label interest, and we got like stuff going on." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, my band's kind of fizzling away slightly. I know Chuck is like a business guy." And I was like, I know that if I join this band, he's going to like reach out to labels, and we're going to get a manager, and it's going to be like way more serious. Yeah. And so when he said, we've got some major label interest and stuff, I was like, all right, let me give it a try. So we started writing some songs together. We wrote "I'd Do Anything," like one of the first songs we did. And I was hooked. I was like, this is like more what I want to be.
This is the sauce.
Yeah.
And then Jason Flom signed you.
Yep. So you know Andy Karp?
Yeah.
Andy Karp was A&R, and Jason Flom was the president of the label. And so we harassed Andy Karp. We just like send him demos and stuff, and he was one of the labels that responded and said, you know, keep me in the loop. I don't want to sign you guys, but I like what you're doing. Keep me in the loop. So we just kept going back in the studio and making more demos, and we got him on the hook. He came down to Montreal to watch us play, and after the show, we'd like packed this bar with like 200 friends, and we actually passed out lyric sheets like the day before, like learn the songs. Yeah. So and we played a show to like a little tiny bar about a little bigger than this room here. And Andy at the end was like, I think we want to make a deal. And so he called up Jason, and Jason said, yeah, I like this band.
Cool.
Yeah.
When we were going through our bidding war and stuff, Jason was one of the main contenders. We didn't sign with him, but we've been friends ever since.
You know what? I bet you if you signed with them, he wouldn't have signed us, because every label was looking for their Newfound Glory, Good Charlotte,
Sum 41.
They were looking for their own.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you guys would have gotten signed.
We would have gotten signed somewhere.
Yeah.
But it might have changed the course of what that path would have been.
Yeah, yeah. I remember that. That was an exciting time.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about it. We were just like, how do you get signed?
Yeah.
And then before you know it, all the labels were coming to a show. So we did the same thing. We were like, all of our friends, everyone, you got to come to this show. We packed out this club.
Yeah.
400, 500 people. It made us look like we were the hottest band in the area. I mean, we were building a thing there. So it was already, we were getting to open for like Blink and getting to open like regionally for these bands. So we were
getting there,
doing stuff.
Yeah.
But like we put the extra elbow grease in.
Take until you make it, baby.
Packed that club out.
Yeah.
And it was, I remember that night because we tried really hard. We were like getting everyone we knew to come. And in the end, we signed with Epic. But it was exciting. It was, it was a wild time.
Yeah, it's cool. And Jason's a cool guy. And like he actually came out to our show. We did a US tour, I want to say like 2 years ago or something like that.
Yeah.
And we played that Pier place, Pier 27, Pier 23, whatever it's called.
Pier 14.
Is it 14? I think it's 20 something.
27,
whatever,
14,
whatever.
28.
Pier 17? Whatever it is.
17.
Something like that. One of those piers.
Good venue.
Yeah, it's a great venue. And we played, and Jason came out because his kids, who were babies when we came out, are now like, adults, and they like the band.
Yeah.
And he came out, and it's funny because when we first got signed, Lava would bring us out to MTV, VH1. That's kind of how we broke. We broke through TV first.
Yeah.
Which is, kind of unorthodox. But Jason would come with us to these meetings. We'd go to a conference room, and we'd literally buy these shitty little, and I don't mean like little, I mean tiny instruments, like an amp this big, a drum kit that's like, a baby drum kit.
Yeah.
And like Andy Karp would go to Radio Shack and buy like shitty like light things, like little globes things.
Yeah.
And we'd go to MTV into their offices, and we'd like schedule a meeting, and we'd play, but like a tiny rock show. Like, and Jason would come and be like, his whole speech was this, and this is what's funny. He would go out and he would say, all right, what's all you people's MTV? Thank you guys so much for being here. We always think you guys here, you deserve the best, you want the best, you love the best. They weren't available, so here's Simple Plan. And then we started playing, and people would be like, what the hell's going on here? And they would, obviously it worked.
It worked.
So when we played in New York a couple years ago, Jason came out and he introduced us that exact same way on stage. It was really cool.
And the night we met was on the MXPX tour. You guys came out. You had just signed, I think. Or you
possibly,
were in the, you were in the process.
Yeah, I think
we're about to get signed because you had your demos. You had like a CD of your demos, and you were like, either you had just signed,
we either had, or it was in the works,
or you were about to. You were like right there.
Yeah,
and then you guys like drove us around in your parents' car and had a night.
I think that Benji, I still remember this because we thought you guys were super cool because you were ahead of us a little bit, right? So you already had the record out, you already had a little bit of following, you're on a big tour. And so you're like, hey, we'll take you guys out. You want to go somewhere? And we're in the car with my dad's old BMW. Old Mercedes. And it sounds fancy, but it's not. It was it was old Mercedes. And I'm driving around, and you guys are in the back seat. And I think Benji said, like, you guys know where we could find some crack? And I was like, I wasn't sure if you were joking. And I was so like, I don't know.
Let me think about that. Yeah, I remember that.
And Chuck and I are like, oh my God, what do we get into? And then you're like, we're messing with you, man. And I was like, oh shit, that's so weird. We're so naive,
Yeah,
like, oh my
that was
God, they
fun.
want crack?
That was a really fun tour.
Yeah, it was super fun. It was really funny, by the way.
Yeah, that was funny. That sounds like us.
Yeah.
Like, you guys get to score us some crack cocaine?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Never done crack in my life.
No, me either. I heard it's great though.
I was always terrified of drugs, but that was a fun tour. That MXPX tour, I still always say that was like one of the most important tours we ever did because not only were they such nice guys and still are, we learned a lot about building your touring life and building like your crew and building like going from like a bunch of kids in a van to like a touring, like this is a business. Like you need it to run well, to do well. You and then you want to build good relationships with all the venues around the country and around the world. And that really comes down to like how you run your crew and who you have on your crew. And you remember Mark Holloway?
Yeah, of course.
I just saw him because he's Wiz's tour manager.
I just saw him. I think, I saw him in Vegas, didn't I? I think when we were young. I just saw him not long ago. Yeah.
But he was our tour. He was like our first real tour manager.
Yeah, I remember him.
It's funny how that I saw a bunch of people at Stagecoach that I've known forever. Greg Teal. I saw all these guys.
Yeah, they're all still there.
It was so
all the
great.
Warped Tour, the Kevin Lyman group. They're all out there.
It was great.
I think it's Shelly doing catering, right? Tada Catering.
Probably.
Yeah.
I didn't go to catering.
Yeah.
I wish I would.
Shelly Lynn, baby.
Yeah.
Love her.
Do you have a record?
No, so it's time to go back in the studio. We just did a little project. So Disney realized that a lot of pop punk bands and rock bands are covering all these Disney classics.
Yeah.
And they're like, people really love them. They're getting millions of spins. They're like, let's do an official version. So Disney is doing like Mickey Goes Pop Punk or something like that. And it's like Boys Like Girls, We the Kings, us. I think Yellow Card. I think
cool.
A bunch of people. And we're all covering classic soundtrack songs. So we just did one. That's coming out soon.
Sick.
But it's time to get back in the studio. It's time to get back to writing. And it's like, it's funny because it's such a big endeavor to make a record, especially this late in a career when you've had success and you have fans that care and you care. And what's the mark? What's the target? What are we trying to do?
Yeah.
And I think there's a part of us, you got to balance that artistic side of you that wants to do like, I don't want to do any of that shit. I want to do something completely out of left field. But then the smart man in me is like, you build a brand, you know what I mean? And like people, I think it's disappointing even for me. If I hear a band that I love come out with a record that sounds completely different, that's not what I want. I want you to do what you sound like.
Yeah.
So that makes it hard to like get back in the studio or get back into writing and be like, okay, now we have to do something that sounds like what we've done in the past, but it's fresh. And it's got to be cool, and it's got to be this. So, anyways, it's a big endeavor. But we're gonna start. I was just thinking about when I left the house. I was like, you know what? It's time for me to start writing some music.
Yeah, that's the artistic journey.
Yeah,
trying to figure out.
It's hard.
It is hard. We're talking about the same thing. We're like, what's the record? What's it sound like? And I don't even know. And by the way, some artists they need to go left, like to get it's something else.
Yeah,
it's so. I don't know what it is for us, but blocking out a month or two and like putting your sights on making a record is a hard thing to do.
I think what I would like to do is I would like to try to make a record without overthinking it. And I don't know if I'm capable of that, but I would like to make a record where we get together and like, let's write it in a month.
Yeah.
And that's it. And like, we're doing like,
put it out.
We're writing 3 songs a week for 4 weeks. It'll be 12 songs.
And then just put it out.
And like, if it's, because we notoriously, like, I think on our 3rd record, we wrote for like a year.
Yeah.
Like 80 songs. You know what I mean?
Well, when you're trying to follow up 2 records that sold millions and millions of
especially
copies.
when the industry is changing. We did the 2 first records and then nobody was playing pop punk anymore. And they're like, okay, well, you guys are, nobody wants to hear Simple Plan anymore. What are you going to do now?
Yeah. You get on the other side of that and you appreciate like that is what it means to have a career over decades is those moments too.
Yeah, totally.
So make no mistake. Right now, look, I think we're entering a decade of guitar music. I think someone said it was up 600% in the last year.
Wow.
So we're coming into an era of people want to discover bands, listen to rock music. And that's going to be great. It's already great. We're seeing it with a lot of bands we work with. They're just like flying. It's amazing. On the other side of that is obviously it goes up and down and up and down. So when you're in a career long enough, I think you learn that's just what it means.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. We'll see what we come up with. But I think that, my daughters are 10 and 12 and they listen to bands with, guitars in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're into it. So we'll see.
congrats.
Thank you, man. Same to you guys. I'm always so happy to see all you guys are doing. And like I said, like I'm not really an entrepreneur outside of my band. And when I see what you guys have built and like this place here and the Veeps and the management and Madden, all that, I think it's really dope.
Thank you,
really
man.
cool.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. It's been a long time we've known each other.
Yeah.
And I'm always happy. I see your life from the outside, and it feels like a guy who's figured out what life's about. And that's nice to see.
Yeah, well, thank you.
There's a lot of people don't get on the other side of entertainment success and land in a place where they can be healthy, live a long time, and enjoy life. The old kind of all the best things in life are free is true.
Mm-hmm.
Like the things we enjoy the most are the things that we build with our partners, with our kids. And I never take it for granted when I sit around at the dinner table with my family and feel those moments of just peace and happiness. And all of that was provided to me from this career, from these fans, from this music, from this scene. Yeah. So I never take it for granted. I know how hard it was. I know how hard we worked. But at the end of the day, to be able to land there and actually feel it is a huge success. A bigger success in my mind than the 50,000 people in Brazil, even though that's amazing. The documentary, amazing. But the big success to me is being able to sit there with your family and go like, this is good. Like all the other stuff, icing, I'm going to keep getting after it. But this is, I protect this.
Yeah, it's the core.
So I'm happy you're there.
Thank you, man.
It's awesome, bro.
We keep working on it all the time, you know?
Every day.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Artist Friendly. If you like this episode, please make sure you hit the like button, you follow the channel, and please share it with your friends. We appreciate the support. That is why this show exists, because you listen to it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.